Welcome to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast with Jacob Ayers, providing actionable content to help you along your journey to financial freedom through real estate investing. As the premier asset class, real estate has helped ordinary people just like you amass fortunes. The benefits of passive income from real estate investing will allow you to live a life you want. And now your host, entrepreneur, real estate investor, and apartment deal syndicator, Jacob Ayers.
Hi, and welcome back to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast. This is Friday Fundamentals, and I'm your host, Jacob Ayers. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm so glad you're here. This week's Friday Fundamental is the influence of our environment. Every single day, we're influenced by so many different things, both internally and externally. Now, some of these influences we may be aware of, and other influences are on a subconscious level. These influences together make up our environment. People make up much of your environment, but there are also other factors like your home, your thoughts, your health, energy, etc. Now, other people, whether you realize it or not, influence your thoughts. And in turn, your thoughts guide your actions, and your actions determine your outcome. Let's think about that again. Other people influence your thoughts. Your thoughts guide your actions, and your actions determine your outcome. So if you want to change your life, then change your environment and the people in it. There are people who give you energy, and then there are those that require your energy. I'm sure you know some people in your life who do both. It's important to surround yourself with positively influential people and a supporting environment. You may have to detach from certain things in your environment. On the other hand, there are things you may not be able to detach from and will have to learn to limit those influences, namely family, right? We all have family that we didn't choose, and you just have to learn to work with things like that. As Jim Rohn says, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Your environment is ever-changing, and with some intention, it can be for the better. So let's look at some resources to elevate your environment. 1, conferences. Conferences provide an environment of people and information focused on a commonality. This can be a way to find people who have the mindset, values, or success that you may be looking for. From my experiences, conferences are a great way to get around people who are doing what you want to do, think the way you want to, etc. 2, meetups. Meetups are kind of like mini conferences. You can find meetup groups on meetup.com for almost anything you can imagine. These are often more social interactions where you can develop relationships in your community and find people who are interested in the same things you are. If there isn't a meetup group in your area for whatever it is you want, then go out and start one. Chances are other people are looking for that same thing. 3, accountability groups. These are another great way to connect with people who are all moving in the same direction together. An accountability group can be an informal group of friends or peers who network together periodically and help one another achieve their desired outcomes. By providing accountability to one another, you encourage each other to accomplish things that you may otherwise not have the personal motivation to do. 4, your circle of friends. This has so much impact on your day-to-day thoughts, actions, and outcomes. Although most of us don't realize the effect our friends have on us, they do have quite an impact on our lives. Look at who you spend the most time with and evaluate what each person's positive and negative qualities are. Your circle of friends change over time usually. Considering maybe all of your first grade childhood friends and you have likely grown apart. And then 5, online content. In a world connected by the internet, we're constantly influenced by things we see online. In fact, there are now what we call influencers, in quotes. Don't ask me what an influencer actually does, but nonetheless, it's important to be cognizant of what online content we're consuming. If you find yourself watching silly videos and scouring funny memes, although I'm guilty of that myself from time to time, then you might not be promoting as positive of an environment as compared to consuming more productive content or following inspiring people or learning new things. These 5 things will help you elevate your environment and in turn start to provide more positive influences in your life. Elevating your environment is a constant exercise and something you should be consistently evaluating and working towards. You yourself, just as much as other external influences, are a big influence yourself. Think of yourself like a magnet. You can attract positive influences or you can attract negative influences. Instead of getting together with a group of friends and having a pity party about make-believe obstacles while holding each other back, rather uplift others. Be the person who provides value to those around you. Be that person who everyone enjoys. One of the best ways you can do this is to listen to people more. Like, actively listen. Don't just wait for your turn to talk. Learn about others. In return, you'll attract more positive people in your life, thus elevating your environment. That's what I hope I'm doing here on this podcast for you. Although, yes, I do all of the talking here. So, elevate your environment. Surround yourself with positive influences. Uplift others. You'll be surprised just how fast you see positive changes throughout your life. So try it and let me know what you see. Well, that wraps up this week's episode of Friday Fundamentals. Hey, I hope you're getting so much value from this show. If you like what you heard, please do me a favor. All I ask is that you go over and leave a rating and review on whichever platform you're listening on. As always, for more information, resources, and to connect with me, you can do so at www.jacobayers.com. Till next week, engineer the lifestyle you want.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast, providing you actionable content to build your real estate empire. Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for personal advice. The opinions of guests are their own. Information is not guaranteed. All investment strategies have a potential for profit or loss. The host is operating on behalf of the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom, LLC, exclusively.